Alright, now, I'm gonna tell you a story. But the first thing I have to say this time doesn't work the way you think it does. You know, they're all close. I'm gonna talk to welcome the cult. Now, I happened upon this thing when I was looking through things. I think it was on Layer, actually, called The Mother's Land. The Mother's Land is origin of the Anima Mundi, where the horrors of the begotten originate. This is the home of the Dark Mother, inaccessible, or accessible by passing through a dark cave in the primordial dream. I'm pretty sure that's also where, like, the Ara Vidihari, like, the deep Fae come from. Oh, here's another thing. I'm going to bring this up now. There is a not unjustifiable complaint about beasts being called what's called a Mary Sue, which are something that is like, we're supposed to get along with everybody. Why can't we just all get along? And like, part of the joy of crossover games, like part of the joy of the like of that like basically first stage were like set like the Great Experiment game, which involved basically Manhattan traveling backwards in time to like the first age, which was like explicitly a crossover game. It had a werewolf. It had a literal Solar Exalted who was like born in this time and exalted when he went back in time, like, or actually right after he got back in time. As a bunch of them did, honestly. Like, I actually specifically had like 99 NPCs for the other, you know, those of the other 100 or so. Actually, it might have been only 20 or so. I think it was actually only 20 or so. But like the 20 or so, 25, 5 from each cast. The 25, like Solar Exalted in the city, he was only like one of them. But there were like 24 more. One was the mayor, actually. He was an exalt. I mean, a solar, an eclipse. And basically, part of the way they were able to exist is basically because he was one, an eclipse, and two, the mayor. That meant when the Fae basically rolled into town, because they're like, oh, there's a bunch of Fomori here. Oh, well then, we're just gonna pour out of the wild because we're all about getting those things. And like, because Central Park turned into a wild zone, effectively, like, it went back in time and then immediately got invaded from Central Park by Fae folk, who are like, oh yeah, we're here for the Fomori. Hi, humans. Show us your exalted leader. Who? They're talking about me. All of a sudden, the mayor starts glowing with an anima banner and like a halo of the sun. And they're like, what? And the Fae are completely like, this is what we expected. Are you ready to deal? And like, that's basically how that happened. But the thing about it is the Fae actually specifically. Because the reason that the justification for the whole Mary Sue thing with beasts, which honestly doesn't make sense with them at all, because of them being beasts. Like, it just doesn't. Like, them being not unwilling to see other supernaturals of a certain level of power as being the top dog for some whatever reason. And then for like either being like, all right, I will, you know, cater to you, I will try to establish dominance, I will accept your lead, like one of those things. That kind of makes sense by itself. But here's the thing. The thing about the beasts is the exact same thing about the Fae. They are Svapna Sattva. They're dream entities. So like, and even in like canon from Changeling the Dreaming, there's this thing where like, yep, vampires are redcaps. I'm like, you actually, I mean, like, not literally red caps, but they're like, okay, we're sure they're actually red caps. Which, not really, but only kind of, and in a very real way, because certain members of like the Death Lords basically became the progenitor vampires, basically by the way, Exalted works with, White Wolf, as far as I've tried to lay it out, as far as I'm aware it actually worked. Like, if anyone from Onyx Pact ever sees this, is like, you're full of it, yo. That's cool. I'll gladly take that commentary coming from them. However, I would also like, if they ever found this channel, for them to check out all the other stuff I did. Anyway, my point is, Mother's Land is rooted in the anime. Oh yeah, my point is that like being things of the dream that basically see everything else as things of the dream. That don't mean you have to be a Mary Sue, because Faye, they were kind of notorious for like being Mary Sue, like back in like happy huggy wuggy feelies, glamour charms and stuff in like World of Darkness. But like in actual mythology, there is like, oh, I'm cute and fuzzy. I'm gonna sprinkle fairy dust on you and you can fly. And then there's, you are now turned into an equal volume of spiders. Why? I like spiders. I don't find the human form very attractive. But I find an equal volume of those spiders very appealing aesthetically. That's all. Well, I guess I'm an equal volume of spiders now. And that's how they do. The Mother's Land typically appears as a dense, dark forest sparsely populated by larval horrors and unfettered beasts. If these horrors successfully devour human soul before they pass into primordial doom, they become destructive insatiables. Those sound like a massive pain. Rumored to exist in the Motherland, along with the mother herself, are the original progenitors of each families of the begotten. The Motherland typically has a The Mother's Land typically has a negative effect on visitors. A beast traveling there is gradually consumed by it and may awaken with a loss of willpower and missing chambers from lair. The beast is worse the higher the beast layer rating to begin with. Was to begin with. It says being with, but to begin with. Other human, near human, or formerly human visitors suffer similar effects, so they may have their own ways of mitigating damage. Beasts being damaged by going to the Mother's Land seems very strange to me. That seems like, well, that may be how they made it work for game balance. That seems like it shouldn't work that way. Some effects, though, they may have their own ways of mitigating damage, just as a mage's amnion. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look it up. Werewolves, however, are at home in the Motherland and unaffected by its ancient energies. As well they unaffected. They should love that place. They should love that place. That should be like, not only are they not unaffected, it should like affect them positively. Anyway, beings that were never human, the created and creatures of the God Machine, are starkly reminded of this, and after a trip to the Motherland, they may be less able to pass as humans. That might track. The Unchained are immune to damage if they visit in demonic form, however. That also tracks. Sarvabhumi Pridata Amitamera Matrabhumi Samakarayana Baba Samakarayana Babakarari Vinikarari Matrikarati Razarayari Sandyayati. Associated with, insinuate yourself into, identify with, adopt as a mother. Reduced to order. Resemble twilight. Boom. Now we got ourselves some mother's land here. That's just how I gotta do. Mama, Ambita mira, snam karoti. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe.